Hi, welcome to Gary's Hobby Studio. This video is I'm going to cover the Lenovo X1 Yoga. The previous video I had, I shot it completely wrong. It was all choppy and really screwed up, and I'm redoing the video altogether. I'm actually doing this video while I'm using it because just getting it set up this time, because I was using my W540, which sits over here. Basically, this laptop can do some things. It's not going to be able to do everything, and I'll explain. So first, let's go over the actual hardware itself. And you can see right here, here's the X1 Yoga. It has a 14-inch display. I actually found out that you can replace the SSD that's in it. It's a full size, I think it's a 2280, so it's like 80 millimeters long. You can replace it. There is a video out there if you search for Lenovo X1 Yoga 4th Gen disassembly. It shows you how to replace parts inside of it and everything, which is really neat. I wasn't sure if you could do it because sometimes they say that yes, it has this and it doesn't, because I know the Microsoft Surfaces do not have a drive that you can remove. It's like everything's just soldered onto the board. It kind of went the Apple route, which I don't like that. Keyboard is nice and, it's small, it's lightweight, it's thin. I mean, you can see it's perfect for people that are on the go, that write, maybe want to upload some videos. You can shoot video on this because I am shooting it. I don't recommend using the internal webcam because the internal webcam it's not that great. The audio will be completely out of sync. I mean, it was way out of sync when I just did some test runs with it. I'm using a Logitech C922, and it seems to work. It's still a little choppy. The other C922 that I have right up here that's filming this part of it here, it's actually running really smooth, and I think it just has to deal with the USB chipset on it. Either that, or I'm going to say it's more that the USB port here on the left side cannot supply enough power to power the camera effectively, so it's kind of, the camera's a little underpowered. I'm running the microphone and the other webcam off of an Insignia USB 3.0 hub, which is you plug it into an outlet, and everything's on it, from like my external mouse here to the microphone and everything, and it's a little smoother than the one that's shooting my face. So I highly recommend, if you're going to do any kind of like travel blogs or anything, or whatever, however you're going to do it, I would definitely recommend that you use an external webcam. Make sure you get a powered hub to help stabilize the power. Maybe through driver updates, BIOS updates, it may fix that issue with the port. Time will tell. But these are the laptops we use at work, and again, this is going to work for the mobile professional. Like I said, travel bloggers, as long as you add a couple of pieces to it, and it seems to work really well, because I've played around with it at work, used it at work. And it'll be interesting to see how well this video records. And I'm even going to try to edit it on DaVinci Resolve, because DaVinci Resolve did install. There will be a clip added at the end of the video that will cover how well this does with both recording and editing. But to go over some of the features of it, let me switch over here. Okay, so here's the desktop, and as you can see in my hand, it actually comes with a stylus pen, which is really nice. And I'm going to empty this real quick because it was probably some stupid crap. But you can use it. You can touch the start menu, and you can select programs like here, CPU Z, and you can use the stylus. The nice thing about this is it can flip all the way over and turn into a tablet. The keys will sink down inside, which I'll switch back to that. I won't be able to show you that because the webcam's attached to it, but I can demonstrate it a little bit. But as you can tell, it's a Intel Core i5-8265U. It's the Kaby Lake, and it's got 4 cores, 8 threads, so you can do some virtualization. Again, I would not recommend anything really high-end. I don't even recommend playing a lot of the newer games, like maybe old classic games like Quake, you know, Unreal Tournament, just those type of games, because like I said, they're older games. They were processor intensive then, but they're not now compared to the newer ones. Anything late, it's just going to run like a dog. The memory is fixed, so you have a choice of either 8 or 16 gigs. I would, if you're going to be kind of a power user, maybe doing what I'm testing out with this, because this is an 8 gig. That's all it has, because that's what my company buys. They buy 8 gig, which for most mobile professionals, to be honest with you, 8 gigs is more than enough. If they run out of memory, they're doing something wrong. Yeah, 8 gigabytes. And it can't even tell you what the speed is because it's built in. It's not really picking it up. The chipset, the graphics chipset, which is built into the CPU because it's that combo unit, it's the Intel UHD Graphics 620, which is the same. Yeah, it's the same one that was in the Surface. And like I said, so far it's working really nice. And the nice thing about it, if you go to Microsoft Paint, you know, if you can draw, I suck at it, but you know, I'll show you. You know, you can draw whatever you want, and you can even fill it with color. And you know, it's stuff you can do. So again, it just depends on, you know, what you want to do and what you're going to use it for. I would use Microsoft OneNote, and I would like hand draw, which again would be crappy drawings of notes and stuff like that, especially if there's anything on a board that somebody's drawn. I would try to recreate it, because I use Microsoft OneNote a lot. This would be a very good note-taking computer. It's definitely small and lightweight. The performance isn't that bad. I ran the speed test on this, or I ran the Crystal Disk Mark when I was at work today and took a screenshot of the performance of it, and it's not bad. It's actually got really decent read-write performance, and it's not too bad. Again, you know, if you want anything faster, this is definitely not it. But for the travel user, for vacations, to be able to upload to Facebook, even Instagram, because I've been seeing ways that you're able to do Instagram on your computer now, and you don't necessarily need to use a phone. I haven't tried it yet, but it's something I might play with for myself. This has decent performance. I have not had issues with it. I haven't tried to really run any virtual machines on it yet, just because I run virtual machines on my personal laptop and my Lenovo P51, which is my main laptop that I use at work. So really, to be honest with you, like I said, I would recommend this for home users, mobile professionals, maybe light power usage, not that heavy, because really, to be, like I said, you're just gonna stress this out to the point where it's, especially if you're running heavy games, heavy virtual machines that require a lot of power, you're just gonna work this thing to death. But you can't change the memory in it. I've already touched on that. So you need to decide, do you need 8 gigs of RAM or do you need 16 gigs RAM? Because once you buy it, you can't upgrade that. Now, considering this thing comes with, I want to say and which we'll find out here in a few seconds. Yeah, it's around a 250 gig drive. You can upgrade that to a bigger drive. It's not that bad. You take the cover off, and then you can, and like I said, that video, I will link it in the video description if you want to be able to learn how to disassemble it, because like I said, this is work stuff. I don't disassemble it unless I'm fixing it. So for me to just tear it, I mean, if this was mine and I owned it, yeah, I would have followed along the video and probably would have even shown you that. But considering I don't own this machinery, I don't really tinker with it unless I own it. So mobile professionals, home users, light power usage, you know, power users, very light, yes. Anything higher than that, no. And so basically, take the webcam off. Yes, you can look over that way. So basically, you just take this, as soon as I can get the cords free, take it, flip it over, the keys will shrink down inside some, and then voila, you actually have a graphics tablet. And let me flip it so that it, okay, and it also has sensors too. And this way, again, we'll go back to Paint. And I forgot Microsoft stuck Paint in the accessories, which is stupid in my opinion. But here you go. And this way here, you know, especially if you have like other type of drawing applications. Let's see if I can flip that over. There we go. So if you have other applications like Photoshop, Paint.net's a really good one. It kind of gives you Photoshop features, and it's free. You can get it for free, or you can pay for it through the Microsoft Store, your choice. But this way here, as you can see from this cam up here, that you can still draw on it. And when I had it up and I'm hitting the keys, nothing's happening because they're recessed in and it knows to turn it off. So, I mean, that's how I draw a square. Slightly better. Crappy circle, but that's what I mean by that. Like I said, you can draw with it. That's what I mean by light power usage. Is as long as it's on an application that's really going to be super heavily intensive, like Photoshop, you may be able to do some drawing like this with it, but I got to feel with a lot of its advanced features, it may slow the machine down. I could download at some point their test their trial version and just see what it'll do on this. I wouldn't sign up for it because I don't like their Creative Cloud crap. I think it's stupid. I have to rent my software. When I start having to rent my OS, that's when everything in Windows gets replaced with Linux, and I will never go back to Windows ever again. But it also has a button here too. It has two of them here for like the left and mouse buttons, because once you get close enough, and let's see. Okay, the top part of the button on there, because there's two of them. Here's the top, here's the bottom. The top one's the left, the bottom one's the it should be the right, but it may have to be configured. So let's see. I think the buttons have to be configured, and there's an app in the Microsoft Store for that. But yeah, my final thoughts are on this particular machine. It's not bad. Like I said, if you're going to use it for the right reasons, these things are on the expensive side. They're roughly, I want to say, around $1,000 so depending upon how you configure it, because I think there's like stock ones that you can get that will have a prefix configuration that you can't change, and then there's one where you can customize it, and I don't think the customize options are going to give you a whole lot, because like I said, I haven't went through it, because basically they have a spec. Pretty much basically these are just simple. It's like, okay, it's this, here it is, here you go. That's pretty much it. I mean, we test it just by getting it in, putting the drivers in our SCCM, and then we deploy it out once it works and it installs everything on ours, because that we have lots of applications. Like we have Office 2010, SAP, stuff like that, and then in the there's other applications we install for particular people, but that's a whole other thing. So that is the Lenovo X1 Yoga. Again, not a bad machine. Like I said, if you're looking for something light, definitely it. It's definitely lightweight. It also feels like it's a piece of glass, and if it falls off of a table, it's definitely going to shatter like a piece of glass. So be careful with it. It's not like the old T400s, 420s, 430s, W540s, P51s. You can bang them a little bit and they'll still run. But if this thing falls off a table onto something hard like floor, concrete, I got a bad feeling this thing's going to shatter. So, but other than that, like I said, I give it a, if I'm going between power user and that, I give it around a 6-ish, maybe 6.5. Because that's, you know, to me, anything under 5 is just a waste of your time. 5 and up is good. And like I said, this is about a 6, maybe 6.5. Just because of the fact is that it's limited and you can't expand the memory. If you could upgrade it to 32 gigs, that would give you a little bit better play on with software. Considering you can max out at 16, like I said, the high-end software is just gonna. But that's it for this. Like I said, it's a not bad machine. You know, look into it, see if it. I always say, look at what software you're going to run, see if it can do it. Make sure it has enough room for it to grow, as far as depending upon software that you buy in the future. Versions of this that get upgraded start to use, you know, need more horsepower. As long as it has that kind of headroom that for growth. Yes, if it's going to max out inside of a couple, you know, like next week, next month, it's definitely not worth it. I always like to have machines that are, you know, that's capable of expanding. My 540 is pretty much beginning to start to hit the wall. It's 6 years old, so I'm going to be looking into replacing it at some point. This is definitely not it, because not with the stuff that I run, but if my mom was looking for a laptop, I would definitely recommend this for her. Same way with my brothers, my sister, any friends. Because like I said, for what I know most of my friends and family use, this will definitely be an excellent machine for that. So that's it for that. Like I said, I'll tack on at the end how well this handles with OBS Studio and DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so this is the follow-up. Basically, this can handle DaVinci Resolve. It can handle OBS Studio. The thing I noticed about OBS Studio is that it will cause like a popping sound, because you will notice in the review it kind of pops, or it looks like it skips or something like that. That means it can't keep up with the audio quality and the what it needs to do to record the video. It can work. It just might introduce some artifacts into it, because it's not a very powerful machine, but surprisingly it can do it. That's what I mean by the fact is that, like, light power usage, if you're not looking for like perfect video clips or anything, then yeah, go ahead and get it and use it. If you're wanting better quality clips or better quality, you know, editing for videos, or correction, recording for videos, this, like I said, this is pretty much at the edge. So that's why, like I said, it's basic fun stuff for YouTube. I mean, well, even for YouTube, if it's just something about your just daily life and you're not worried about, like I said, the clip quality or the video quality of, like I said, it goofing up like you'll see whenever you watch it. Because I know when I was playing it back, when I was editing it, or, you know, just going through it to see if I needed edit anything, it kind of did that a few times, and that was in the general clip itself. So basically, it's going to do that. If you don't want that, this is definitely not the machine for you. But like I said, if you're looking for something entry level to get you started, and these things are on sale in some way, and I mean, to be honest with you, you could spend a little more money, get a little bit better quality machine. But like I said, for basic stuff, basic quick, you know, YouTube, Skype video, stuff like that, this is definitely the laptop for you. Okay, and as I always like to say, well, before that, I do want to thank all the subscribers that have just subscribed for me. You guys are awesome. I got 12 new subscribers within a short time, and I thank you all very much. I hope you liked the video, and for anybody else that's watching these videos for the first time, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon, select all, and that way you'll be notified when I release new videos. And as I always like to say at the end of my videos, have a nice day, have a good weekend, and I will see you guys here in a week.